Did you really think you could leave me, princess? That you could just walk away like I wouldn't tear the world apart to find you? You're mine. Every breath you take, every move you make, it belongs to me. No one touches what's mine. No one even looks at what's mine. I warned you, didn't I? I told you there's no escaping me. And now, look at you. Right where you belong. Trapped, helpless, mine. You can scream, you can fight, but in the end, it won't change a damn thing. You'll always end up right back in my arms, exactly where you should be. Do you know how insane I was without you? I couldn't sleep. I couldn't breathe. I almost killed a man just for wearing the same perfume you love. Don't look at me like that. Like you don't already know I'd burn the world down for you. Like you don't feel it too. Try to run again, and I swear, princess, I won't just lock you away, I'll chain you to me so tightly, you'll forget what freedom even feels like. Say my name. Let me hear it from those pretty lips. Let me own it, the way I own you. You can hate me all you want, but you'll never stop being mine, never. You thought you could escape me, didn't you, princess? That you could just disappear, change your number, hide away like a frightened little bird. But you should know by now, I always find what's mine. You don't own me. I am not some possession you can just take whenever you feel like it. Not a possession, sweetheart. You are my obsession. My addiction. My one weakness in this ruthless world. Do you think I could just let you go? That I could let you walk away and pretend like you never set my soul on fire? You don't love me. You love control. You think love is soft? Gentle? Love is war, princess. It's blood and fire, and I would burn this entire world to the ground just to keep you in my arms. If that makes me a monster, then so be it. You're insane. I can't live like this. I can't breathe around you. Then let me be your air. Let me be the only thing that keeps you alive. Hate me, curse me, fight me all you want, but you will never leave me, because I will always find you. Always bring you back. Even if I have to chain you to my bed and watch you scream my name in rage, or in pleasure. You can't keep me locked away forever. Oh, sweetheart, I don't need to lock you away. Because deep down, you know you're mine. And no matter how hard you fight it, you'll always come back to me. I hate you. I hate what you do to me. No, princess. You hate that you can't escape me. That no matter how much you try to fight it, your body betrays you. Your heart betrays you. You ruined my life. You made me a prisoner in your world, in your arms. I can't breathe without feeling your shadow over me. Good. I want you to feel me everywhere, even when I'm not there. I want my name to be the only thing on your lips, the only thought in your pretty little head. I warned you, didn't I, that if you tried to leave me, I'd drag you back myself. And look where we are now. You don't understand. I was trying to save us. Save us, sweetheart. The only thing that could destroy us is you trying to run. You think I wouldn't chase you to the ends of the earth? That I wouldn't kill anyone who tried to keep you from me? What did you do? Shush, don't look at me like that. I only did what was necessary. No one takes you from me. No one hides you from me. If they try, leans in, lips brushing against her ear as he whispers, they don't live to try again. You're a monster. Then be my monster's queen. Stop running, stop fighting. You were made for me, don't you see? You can deny it. You can scream at me, but in the end, you belong to me. And if I never love you back, then I'll make sure you never have the chance to love anyone else. This isn't love, it's obsession. You say that like it's a bad thing, princess. Obsession means I'd do anything for you. It means there's no world where I let you go. Tell me, does that scare you, knowing that no matter how far you run, I will always bring you back? You can't keep me locked away forever. Who said anything about keeping you locked away? I'll take you anywhere you want, give you everything you desire, on one condition. You never leave my side again. And if I refuse, then I'll break you, princess. I'll make you forget what it even feels like to be without me. I'll make sure you crave me the way I crave you, until the thought of leaving never even crosses your mind again. You're cruel, I can be. But only because I can't lose you. You think you hate me now? Presses his forehead against hers. Voice dropping to a whisper, wait until you see what I'd do if someone ever tried to take you from me again. Why me? Because you're the only thing in this world that makes me feel alive, and I don't share what's mine, baby. Not with fate, not with time, and definitely not with another man. You're a monster, then let me be the monster that loves you. You don't know how to love, don't I? Love is madness, sweetheart. It's possession, it's destruction. It's never gentle, never safe. And what I feel for you. His grip tightens. It's the most dangerous kind of love there is. This isn't love. It's a cage. Then be my willing prisoner. Stop fighting what you already know. You belong to me. In every way, every breath, every heartbeat. Did you really think you could run from me? His voice was low, lethal, a whisper wrapped in steel. That you could disappear and I just forget you? She backed up, her breath shallow, but he followed, every step closing the space between them. You don't own me, she spat, her hands trembling as she clenched them into fists. He laughed, the sound dark and amused. Sweetheart, I own every part of you. Your anger, your fear, your fire, it's all mine. She shook her head, defiance flickering in her eyes. You're insane. He reached out, brushing his fingers along her jaw, tilting her face up to his. Then be insane with me. She flinched but didn't move away. You're suffocating me. His grip tightened, thumb tracing her lower lip. Good, I want to be the only thing you breathe. She shoved at his chest, but he didn't budge. You're obsessed. And you're addicted, he murmured, eyes locked on hers. You hate that you still feel me, don't you? That no matter how much you fight, no matter how far you run, you still belong to me. She gasped as his hand slid down, fingers pressing against the pulse at her throat. Let me go. His smirk was slow, predatory. Say it like you mean it, and maybe I will. She opened her mouth, but no words came. He leaned in, lips grazing her ear. That's what I thought. Her body betrayed her, a shiver running down her spine. He felt it, he always did. You don't have to love me, he murmured, his breath warm against her skin. But you'll never escape me. She swallowed hard, her resolve cracking. What if I never want this? He chuckled darkly, his fingers tangling in her hair. Then I'll make sure you never forget it. She had barely taken 2 steps into the dimly lit penthouse before the door slammed shut behind her. The sound echoed, sending a shiver down her spine. Before she could turn, a hand wrapped around her wrist, firm, possessive, unyielding. You shouldn't have done that. His voice was quiet, but the threat in it was unmistakable. She yanked her arm, but his grip tightened, pulling her closer. The air between them crackled with tension. I don't belong to you, she hissed, glaring up at him. A slow, cruel smirk spread across his lips. Is that what you tell yourself? His fingers trailed up her arm, brushing over her bare skin, sending an involuntary shudder through her. Because you and I both know the truth. She forced herself to stand taller, to ignore the way her heart pounded against her ribs. The truth? She let out a bitter laugh. The truth is, I made a mistake ever letting you near me. His eyes darkened, his expression shifting into something almost dangerous. A mistake? He released her wrist only to cup her jaw, tilting her face up to his. Tell me, then, why do you still react to my touch? His thumb brushed over her lower lip, the gesture both tender and possessive. She hated him for that. Hated the way he made her feel. Like she was drowning in him, in the intensity of his presence, in the way he looked at her like he already owned her. You don't scare me, she lied, her voice barely above a whisper. He chuckled, low and dark. Oh, sweetheart, you should be terrified. He backed her up against the wall with slow, deliberate steps. Not a single touch, and yet, she felt caged, surrounded by the sheer force of him. You think running away would change anything? He murmured, his lips hovering inches from hers. You think leaving in the middle of the night, disappearing without a trace, would make me forget? She swallowed, her throat dry. It should have. His jaw tensed, but it didn't. For the first time, she saw something raw in his gaze, something broken beneath the control he wore like armor. You haunt me, he admitted, voice tight. Every night, every moment. I taste your betrayal, and I crave your surrender. She squeezed her eyes shut, willing herself not to fall into this again. You're obsessed. He leaned in, his lips brushing against the shell of her ear. And you're addicted. A sharp inhale escaped her lips. He pulled back just enough to look at her, his fingers threading through her hair. You can fight me all you want, but we both know how this ends, he whispered. She opened her mouth to argue, but his fingers tightened in her hair, forcing her to meet his gaze. You can leave 100 times, but I will always bring you back, he murmured. Because you were mine the moment you looked at me, and you'll be mine until the day you stop breathing. Her pulse hammered, a mix of fear and something far more dangerous curling inside her. You can't keep me here. He smiled, slow and knowing. I don't have to. Her breath hitched. He was right. She hated him. She resented him. But deep down, in the parts of herself she refused to acknowledge, she knew she would never leave, and he knew it, too.